welcome back once again, dear Bytecoin enthusiasts. We're going to be going over in this video over the technical analysis, the roadmap, and the Bytecoin related articles that I have at the end. As far as technical analysis, before I begin, and of course I've taken certifications on trading and all that stuff, but I'm just gonna say I know nothing, okay? All I'm doing is I'm using the charting tools that thousands of people use, okay? Most of what makes, let's say, a Fibonacci retracement true, and what makes it come to fruition, is the fact that so many people are following those levels of Fibonacci. So if you're following and you're using those indicators, the oscillators and everything like that, most likely you'll come to the same conclusion that thousands of other traders are coming down to. So that's why I say knowledge is power. Usually what I take a look at whenever I do any type of charting, I definitely you make sure that you're using the right time intervals. Trend lines are basic, RSI levels super basic, moving average, convergence, divergence, the MACD is a fantastic tool. There's many others, Bollinger Bands, you have moving averages, all sorts of different ones. But at the end of the day, do keep this in mind. I'm gonna literally pull up the chart so we can be looking at the same thing. So Bytecoin Guru hasn't really done many videos on technical analysis. There's a reason for that. When you have bigger things at play, bigger plans, when you have government interaction, when you have delisting of assets, that changes the market regardless of how much demand there is. I don't know if I can stress this enough. This is not the actual price that people will pay for Bytecoin. I'm gonna say this again. The price here that you're seeing, the value represented in Bitcoin, is not accurate. Why? Because when you stop whole countries from interacting with that asset and you limit them, or if you do have an exchange, the exchange itself is not trusted, not the asset that is traded on the exchange. The whole exchange is not trusted. You're shooting yourself in the foot because you do not have a full representation of what the true demand is. You're not supplying people with the opportunity to invest in an asset. Therefore, you're not truly seeing the demand that it will reflect the supply, okay? So, as you're seeing and you're looking at this chart, imagine for a second, you know what, we're going to take off all the indicators. Imagine, and I'm just shooting this shit right now. Imagine you're trying to buy a vehicle, okay? You're trying to buy a car. And this is how much the car cost. The price went up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down, and literally is insanely close to the 0 point. Would you buy that car if it's still fully functional straight off the factory? Would you buy it? And why? Would you buy it up here, bam, when it's 248,000, or would you buy it here when it's only 4,900? Up to you. Like we said, nobody can stop you from doing what you want and doing what you would like. If you want to break your head, you're gonna break your head. But if I'm looking at this and I'm seeing the overall market, I see how Bytecoin is valued by agencies who do ratings, crypto ratings, and etc. And I'm looking at different assets with the same, almost identical technology, valued completely differently. That tells me that this graph is not the most accurate one. Why I do not trade Bytecoin at all? Look at this. What is to say that somebody who has hundreds of millions of Bytecoin one day decides to buy or sell? And then you're going to have exactly one of these charts. Extreme volatility. People complain about digital assets because they're volatile, and I politely laugh at them inside of my head. Because if you tell me that you make money on a chart that is absolutely flat, then I don't know what kind of magic you be doing. Because money cannot be made on a flat chart. Obviously, there is a ton of money made here. Okay? Any of these spikes is absolutely insane. So such high volatility, of course, there's gonna be risk. But it's only risky to people who do not understand what they're doing, to people who do not know. So we can play with oscillators and indicators, and we can draw, let's say, trend line. Let's draw a simple trend line, just because we can. Okay. I like this one right here. Bam, 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 bam. How can you confirm a trend line? A trend line is drawn connecting similar parts of the graph to confirm a trend. I've connected quite a lot of tops, and the way that you confirm that trend is happening is you see how many times it was reached, or should I say, in this case it will be a line of resistance. How many times it was reached and it failed to surpass. Just the same way that we have a line of support. Maybe this is a line of support that we're looking at right now. And if this is the case, my friends, I want you to know that right now you're literally looking at an asset that is free. Look at the Bitcoin value of this. Look at how many zeros. This is arguably free almost. What has caused it to be that way? Delistings. Forcefully making someone not able to manage their energy the way that they want. And so people who have their energy invested into this would eventually say, you know what, this is a very manipulated market. I'm not going to invest any money into this. I'm gonna move my money somewhere else where I can make profit. Are you making profit if you got in here? I can only imagine what you're thinking now looking at the price of Bytecoin being so low and completely battered. So I feel like if I do any technical analysis on this graph, it is only going to be maybe for a day trader perspective. Long term, you need to know the fundamentals of the currency. You need to know and be aware of global events to be a long-term investor into cryptocurrency. you catch my drift? As far as trends and lines of resistance, I mean, all I'm seeing here is people giving up. It's okay. I don't remember, but I've heard of, and I do remember many conversations of people who absolutely doubted and laughed at Amazon when it first went public. Psh, nobody's going to buy books online. Well, these people are selling groceries online now. These people are cutting retail stores short. They're cutting them at the waist. No ankles, no knees, no nothing. They're cutting them at the waist. There's whole companies that have been around for years are going bankrupt because they cannot compete with Amazon, a company that was laughed at. Did it take it a little bit of time? Sure it did. But if you're trading with emotion and you're not trading with your brain and your knowledge, then yes, of course you're going to sell here. Of course, this is how you're going to lose money, by selling an asset for lower than what you bought it for. So if which I could only imagine, thank goodness this has never happened, but let's say I bought here at the very, 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 very top. Now, there's some people in the world that have spent 96 pennies, almost $1 for Bytecoin. So imagine I bought this at here. Imagine you bought this at here. Maybe it'll create a different perspective if you imagine it. And the price goes close to zero. Would you sell? This is a question that if any of you guys are experiencing this right now, I would love to know. Would you sell for something and literally give it away for free? Because some people are doing it right now. And remember, this is valued in Bitcoin, so obviously whenever you compare something to Bitcoin, the bigger the price it gets, the lower the Bitcoin evaluation will be. So let's take a look at Bytecoin to USD. Same graph. Regardless, my dear friends, a lot of people would love to hear some technical analysis on this. What am I gonna tell you? What we're gonna do? Moving average. Let's do a moving average convergence divergence. Usually, if the price is going low, but the moving average convergence divergence shows otherwise, that foreshadows a possible trend reversal. So let's take a look. We're not going to look at a daily chart. We're going to take a look at a weekly chart. Nope. We're looking very, very bearish. Or an absolute trick and a bear trap, because traders, if you haven't noticed, sometimes W's literally mean a W. If it reaches that point of line of support right here that we have, this one, if we reach it and we break it, meaning it goes further down, then yes, we are in trouble. we're definitely looking at a bear trend and a continuation of the bear trend. But if it hits here, and that little blue line, now that it's underneath the 26-day moving average, and it passes it upwards, you might be looking at some profit depending on where you have bought it at. So if this continues and it breaks that line of resistance here, we can be confident that maybe some profit will come through. But if the market and the people who are interested in this asset continue to be manipulated, I mean, what is stopping you? I'm probably the only channel in the whole of YouTube that specifically talks about Bytecoin over and over again. Why? Because I'm personally interested in it, and I'm just posting up my notes. And if you guys agree, then I guess that's what makes us a community. But I've given up on doing any technical analysis. It is interesting. Technical analysis is one of the funnest things about the market. Being able to foreshadow such moves is amazing. Let's take a look at another one, the relative strength index. Relative strength index is, in general, overall just shows us whether the asset is oversold or overbought. Gonna go relative strength index, bam. This should always be coupled with something else to let you know how it is going. So usually for a relative strength index, most of the action is going to be within this area. Anything over, that means it's overbought, and you should most likely get out because you're making good profit here. Where does this moment coincide with? Bam, exactly with when the prices went up. The next one right here, exactly when the prices went up, is when it reached that 70 point margin here. So anything that gets close to here is you're looking great. Anything that gets dangerously close to the bottom, depending on what kind of an investor you are and how your orders are placed, you might be very, very happy because this foreshadows a oversold, meaning an asset is sold more than it is bought. And whenever it reaches, it usually foreshadows a trend reversal, meaning maybe you're going to be looking at the prices going to the upside. So at the end of the day, it is ideal to look at assets that are liquid, assets that are moving, assets that have a very big volume. Why? Because you're guaranteed that your orders are gonna fill. But you know, the powers that be, and that is any power that has a lot of power, okay? Whether you're some sort of miner that has accumulated multi-millions of the digital asset, and you're selling like crazy or you're buying like crazy, I just want to let you know, guys, this uptrend probably got started with only a couple of orders. A couple guys came in, made a relatively small/big order, and everybody followed suit. Then it came here, people withdrew, they sold a little bit of their stash, and bam, crashed it, bam, so everybody followed. Came at the bottom, and the same guys most likely, because this is a very, very volatile M. Bam, what do you get? Another spike, even higher. So I think that there's manipulation. That to some investors does not bother them at all, because that obviously means that there's a couple individuals that have a lot. Same thing happens with Bitcoin. There's some individuals that have a lot and they're called whales. Okay, I just don't play that game. I just enjoy the news. I enjoy the blogs that are being posted up, and I'm absolutely grateful to be able to witness such a breakthrough technology come to light. That's all. If you guys want to know more and you really want me to go deep into technical analysis, say no more. Just literally let me know in the comment section below. I will not know until you tell me. I can do this all day. I do technical analysis all day. But I don't want to have anybody look at this video and be like, oh my god, he's talking smack about Bytecoin, or oh my god, he's telling me to buy. No. None of that. I'm just telling you my honest opinion about the current situation. Okay? Much love, my friends. Much love from me to you. Alright, so next on the list is our roadmap. Now, what technically just happened was the Bytecoin 0 beta release, but not too long ago, probably about 2 months ago, was the Bytecoin Gateway release. So if we're looking at just the roadmap and the events that were mapped out, Bytecoin Gateway release was technically the last milestone in the roadmap. The very next one will be in about 9 days, so a little bit over a week, and it's going to be the Bytecoin Copper release. This one is very exciting because we're going to be seeing the Bytecoin messaging feature as well. So plenty of things are happening with the Bytecoin project. Do not get too focused on price and in the market, because not truly representing of the awesomeness that is coming from the Bytecoin team. And down the road, we're going to be seeing the Bytecoin Hidden Amounts Alpha release. That is going to be on October 24th. So, very much looking forward to that, and you best believe Bytecoin Guru will be covering it. And last but not least, Bytecoin related article. Let's take a look. I think, and I've read many of Max's postings previously. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the Max's Corner. Max Hasselhoff has been posting up plenty of Bytecoin related articles. His perspective on the market, etc. And you know, he is part of the Bytecoin team. So there's one person that if you guys want to know their personal opinion about the market, there's one gentleman that is gonna truly break it down. I'm not gonna go into this article. I want you guys to read it. I want you to read it, because if you read it, it might sound a different bell. It might sound different than what it would sound like if I read it. Let's just say he has the truth on a lot of points. And such a perspective is needed. And I'm so glad that he expresses himself and lets the rest of us get a peek at his knowledge, at his understanding of how things are happening globally. Which reminds me of how Bytecoin Guru got started to begin with. It was looking into the world, seeing what kind of things are going wrong, in trying to find something that will make it better. And I came across Bytecoin. I read the white paper and I was sold. The end. I mean, you guys are the best. That's all I have for you. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I'm gonna post up a link to Mr. Max's 2 articles. Make sure you read them. Get yourself more knowledgeable, because knowledge is power. And to the lazy people, ignorance is bliss. Don't be a lazy person. Do your research. Make the right decisions. And enjoy this holographic reality, my friends. You guys are the best. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you to everyone who participated in the voting, in the poll. It gave me quite a lot of things to think about. I mean, these numbers say enough in itself. Okay, so my friends, once again, knowledge is power. Do your research. Let me know if you need anything else. Subscribe if you like what you see. Tell me what you would like to see. And if I did something that didn't suit your fancy, do let me know. We're all trying to get better here. We work together. Teamwork is dream work. My friends, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.